Prigmore.
I've been wanting to. Just like that, right?
Up high.
Up high, up here.
Yeah. All right. Oh my gosh.
Like that.
We are lucky and honored to have this guy. I see you on stage. You're working hard up there.
I know. A lot of things going on all at once. It's very dynamic.
It is. Why don't you tell everybody? We've got now 4,563 viewers. So why don't you tell all of those 4 million viewers who you are and what you do for this group?
Yeah. So my name is Jay Prigmore. I am the chair of the ESW 2024 conference here in Tucson, Arizona, and basically I run the show.
He does.
Everyone comes to me to their problems. Everyone comes to me with their suggestions, and I ignore all of them.
You do not. You're doing a great job. You're doing a great job.
So my goal or my objective is to make sure the presentations run on time.
Yep.
And I have to police that a lot. And then just basically make on-the-fly decisions on if I let people ask questions or don't ask questions.
Yeah. So you led a team of individuals. You met monthly.
Yep.
When did you start meeting to start preparing for this meeting?
So last year at the ESW in Reno in 2023, the goal for the incoming chair is to develop their own organizing committee, which is what the committee that puts on the workshop. And so basically I had to find my organizing committee a year prior. And then once we finished last year's, every month since then, we had a meeting
every month
and until January. And in January, it became twice a month.
Yeah, because there's so many things that have to come together. You've got an individual in charge of getting the vendors.
Yep.
You've got an individual in charge of trying to get donations and all that other good stuff. So if you're out there and you're a manufacturer or you provide services, you should be here. If what you're doing in the industry is for safety, we should have them here, right?
Yeah. And the expo is my favorite part of the workshop.
Absolutely.
I used to exhibit here both as a manufacturer and as a consulting.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
I don't do it anymore. Now I kind of help put it together, but
sure.
My old company is actually here at this exhibit or at this expo, and I was the first one that expoed here.
Is that? Yeah. Wow. So what do you think? How many people we have?
We have 574 attendees.
Wow.
216 first-time attendees.
Wow, 216 first-time attendees.
And we have 18 different countries represented.
So I'm going to tell you something. I did a tutorial with Nihad on Tuesday, which was the kickoff, right? So we were in the morning. So I asked everybody in my class, how many of you are first-time attendees? Many hands went up. And you know what I had to do? I had to apologize to them.
Yeah.
Because they started their entire first ESW in my tutorial, I told them they will never get another tutorial as good as mine.
Yeah. Well, you also got Nihad there too, so.
That's exactly right. And that was the thing. We had both of us.
You got the two rock stars.
We had the two rock stars, you know? So, and I know you're doing a tutorial too.
Yeah.
But I just want to let you know, there's going to be a lot of, if anybody in your tutorial went to mine too, I don't know what to tell you.
They're gonna choose mine because I've had 4 days to market my tutorial.
You know what? That's right. I saw you on stage. This guy was like, oh, okay, everybody, the best tutorial is my tutorial.
Yeah, that's right.
What do you do in your tutorial on?
Mine's on incident investigation and the legal process that may occur afterwards. So say you have an arc flash or an electrocution or just an equipment that blows up or an equipment that misoperates somehow.
Sure.
How do you go about establishing a safe work condition? Right. How do you go about containing it? How do you go about analyzing the data and gathering the data?
Oh yeah.
How do you do evidence preservation?
That's right.
In case it goes to the legal system, and then what is the legal system process? And what are the terms? What are the limits? What are the rules? And basically, why do you do things you're supposed to do?
That's a very good.
Yeah, it's very contradictory to many operations.
Sure.
Where you want to get up as fast as possible, but if you do that, you may destroy evidence that could hurt you or your company in the future.
Or the person who was injured,
or the investigation in general.
Yeah.
In the future. So
that's true.
There's some other things going on that people need to be aware of.
Wow. I don't know if I've ever seen a paper like that presented here, but that I know we all talk about it.
Which is why my tutorial is the best.
Oh, man. There's Nihad. He says his tutorial is the best. Yes, he says his tutorial is the best. No, his. But that's okay. That's okay. So you have a lot of responsibility.
Yep.
You're guiding the whole program together. You brought us to this moment where we are. I like the way you put it. This is the most attendance from a U.S. perspective, because I know there's debate.
There's some contention.
There's some contention.
A few people from Canada.
Yeah.
So what happened there was, I think it was 2006 or something in Calgary. The chair of the ESW, and there was a second electrical safety conference going on at the same time, or like the week after, where they overlapped somehow. And so instead of having ESW and that one, they just combined it into one.
Oh, wow.
So there was a couple hundred extra attendees that attended. So if you subtract that, that was only 450. So then this year's higher attendance. So it's a little bit of gray area right there.
A little bit of a gray area, but that's great. It's a very successful meeting. You're doing a bang-up job. So
thanks. Yeah, I was really excited to hear the keynote speaker as well.
Oh, yes.
She gave a fantastic presentation that I think really resonated with many people.
What was her name again?
Anita Tarab.
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
She is with, is it Google? No.
She's retired now.
She's retired.
But she was with Google, and prior to that, she was with mining companies, and spent many different industries.
Her experience of being in other different countries at the wrong times. Yeah. I mean, being in a country, going through bombing and going through the turning over of governments, all that stuff.
The gunfire.
Oh, absolutely.
And then, she lived in many different countries. I think she might have been to more countries than the country attendees we have here this year.
That's insane.
It was crazy.
Oh, how many different countries are here at the
18.
18 different countries are present within this event. Wow, that is significant. That's significant.
I got some really great feedback on the student posters as well.
Oh, yeah.
So not only did they cover some, shock and arc flash, there was 4 or 5 posters that had very different topics that we usually don't present here.
Yeah.
Like geomagnetic storms and wildfire risk. And it was really cool to see the students talk about that. And I had a lot of attendees come to me saying this was the best student session they've ever been to.
Now, he's talking. So you mentioned poster board sessions. So what we do, in case somebody out there doesn't know how we operate here, we have the main room where we have papers and presentations being delivered. And then it's, today's Wednesday, so Tuesday night, we have paper. So these are those that aren't presenting on stage, but we have a board. It's like a peg board or whatever. We have a sheet,
like a whiteboard,
like a whiteboard, and it has an overview of the paper that they wrote, and they stand in front of that, and you get your beverage of choice, you grab something to eat, and you walk from poster board to poster board to poster board, and you talk to the author and ask questions.
Yeah, and it's actually great for the students too, because they get to ask like dissertation or thesis questions. So it helps prepare them before they go do their defense.
Oh, yeah.
You ever think about that?
Never thought about that.
So all the industry individuals, the attendees, can come up to the students and grill them by asking them tough questions so that whenever they go do their defense, the question's already been asked and they have an answer for it.
Wow.
So it's kind of a higher chance of success to passing their dissertation or their thesis defense.
That is absolutely awesome. Now, I was talking to a student from, I think he was from China. But he's over here and he's living in Denver, Colorado.
Yep.
He mentioned that he was very impressed with the engagement at those poster boards. He says, he did other events, like I think it's the Power Energy Society.
The general meeting, right?
Yeah. And he says that the individuals, like maybe a few individuals came over to his poster and asked questions, but it was because that's what they were working on.
Yeah.
But in this event, he said he had a very diverse group of people asking him, to your point, all of these different types of questions, because the individuals who are there are not involved with his business or his model of what, like you said, wildfires.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm a power systems engineer, and I go over and I'm looking at this paper on wildfires, and I go, wow. So you start asking questions.
And the nice thing too is that my previous company, before I joined my company now, they do a lot of the risk analysis for utilities for wildfires. So I was talking to the individual afterwards and said, hey, give me your email. I can get you in contact with that company. And they're always looking to hire students like you.
Right.
So you might even have a potential job out of it.
Oh my goodness.
So I mean, how wonderful is that?
And that's the reason why you need to be here.
And this workshop, the reason why that's probably so successful is because the workshop finishes with the technical program, and then the posters are near all the food. So all the attendees rush to the food.
You're right. You're right.
So it's strategically placed in the right position.
Why do you think we're next to the bar?
Exactly.
We're not dummies, okay?
Yeah, exactly.
And why do you think the live streaming section is the closest to the bar?
Yeah, exactly.
It's perfect. Yeah. It's a great opportunity for engineers, not just engineers. So what are the types of people who should be thinking about coming to the electrical safety workshop? Is it just electrical engineers?
No, a blanket statement is anybody who works with electricity or is near electricity or has electricity in their job description somehow.
Yeah.
So expanding on that, we have electrical engineers, we have operations, we have technicians, we have electricians, we have safety professionals who's maybe EHS and has a responsibility of electrical safety programs now. And even executives are here to learn about the industry and how they can maybe develop products or how they can improve their own electrical safety programs.
Oh, yeah. And I saw UL.
We also have standards organizations.
We have standards organizations. So there's my friends from Costa Rica are here, so there's different countries, there's different types of people, all different levels of education. It's not just doctors. There are doctors. There's a lot of doctors here.
I'm one of them. I don't advertise that too much. No, just don't ask. I'm Dr. J. Just don't ask me to shoot a basketball.
Dr. J. What's your doctorate in? Engine electrical?
Yeah, it's electrical engineering, and it's in power system protection.
Power system protection. Wow.
We can expand that later, but
yeah,
that's the generic.
I just learned that. I did not know you had a doctorate degree.
I used to have like 15 PE licenses, but it's like 7 now because I let a lot lapse.
Yeah,
it sounds really, really
impressive.
Really impressive, but it's not really, because you take the test once, you pay the money, and then you just get reciprocity with all the other states when you just give them more money. So not that impressive.
No, well, you're keeping up the CEU credits. You're continuing the education. That's another thing that we do here.
Yep,
we give how many CEU? Do you know how many overall CEU?
You get
credits?
up to 33.
33 CEU credits.
3.3 CEUs. 33 PDHs.
33 professional development hours.
Because usually one CEU equals 10 PDHs.
Ah, gotcha.
Unless if you're in a different industry, like social work or something, a CDU equals a PDH. But in our electrical industry and I think the safety professional industry, it's one CEU equals 10 PDHs.
Ah, that is perfect. That's perfect.
And the nice thing about the expo, going back to that since we're here, is the whole conference or workshop shuts down and all the 574 attendees come to the expo.
Wow.
So it's I
tell you what, earlier we talked about taking my phone and walking down in front of the booth. You could not see down this aisle. That's how many people.
If you want a crash course in potential leads, you come to this expo.
Right here. You're exactly right.
It's 3 hours of work. You'll probably get a week's worth of.
And even if you're
leads.
a student, to your point, if you're a student and you're doing a paper, or you're a student in IEEE, you can be a student member of IEEE. You can come here to this event, spend a few days, watch some papers get delivered, or maybe even participate. And if somebody wanted to participate, isn't there a way for a mentoring program?
Oh, of course. So we have a mentoring program. Usually the individuals who are part of that mentoring program have a white button on their shirt that says, ask me about paper mentoring. And you can also, on our app, our VetMobi app, you can always put your name down for a paper reviewer or for paper mentoring.
Oh, that's nice. That's very nice. So somebody who's never given a paper has a case study. Doesn't have to be like a research project. You could say, look, we had a case, we had an issue. Like I did a paper one time with Ken White, where they had an issue. They used an energy reduction maintenance technology and it saved some lives. And it was a 15-minute presentation. That's all it was.
And if you don't want to get up in front of people, we have the focus session, which is basically a poster board.
That's right.
As we just talked about earlier,
Yep.
Where you don't have to get in front of the whole entire audience, but you can just stand there next to your poster board and answer questions when they're asked.
And if you have more material and you say, I can't just do a 45-minute presentation, I need like 4 hours, we do tutorials.
Yeah.
But none will be better than yours.
Exactly. I'm glad you finally agree.
That's just wrong. Well,
I'm quick on my feet. I've been deposed a number of times.
You've been deposed. This is like a deposition. But I know I appreciate you. I know that you do a lot, as do everybody on the group. And
I've had a number of first-time attendees come up to me this week and thank me for chairing and putting on the first-time attendee event and just helping them feel welcomed.
Yeah.
So that's pretty important.
Oh, absolutely. Your first-time attendees, or hopefully your second-time attendees is in the future.
And third-time attendees.
Absolutely. I was just at Joe Ratchford here. He's been here for like 12 or 14 years or something. Yeah. I couldn't tell you how many years I've been coming to these, and I know you've been around for a while too. So once it's like you get hooked on it.
Yeah.
You know, you come to the meeting, and it's not just the value of the presentations. It's all of this. To your point, it's the expo. It's the coffee pot chatter. Yeah. It's the discussions you watch.
The hospitality suites, the socials.
Oh, that's right, the hospitality
technical
suites.
Programs.
I forgot about the hospitality suites.
I've been coming since 2016, so this is my 9th year.
Wow.
And they let me chair it after 9 years for some reason. But when I first came
a weak moment.
Yeah, a weak moment and the executive committee's decisions. But no, they asked me about 4 years ago, right before COVID, shut everything down.
Yeah.
So maybe people, weren't thinking properly, right?
Yeah.
But no, my first time coming in, I knew nothing about electrical safety at all. I was coming here to learn about arc flash and 1584, and basically stumbled upon a few of the subcommittee meetings, and ended up deciding to chairing one of them because they were looking for a chair.
Sure.
And got hooked ever since. And the mentorship from yourself and many others. Over the years, I feel like I know a ton about electrical safety now. So
it's amazing how much you can absorb.
Yeah.
Yeah. And to your point, there's so many opportunities for leadership.
Yep.
And we're looking for younger people. We're looking for energetic people. We're looking for people who want to commit to help put stuff like this on.
Our whole goal is to make sure whatever condition you come into work as, you leave in the same condition, right?
Amen. Absolutely right. We have families to worry about.
Yep.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's a common goal every one of us have, regardless of what company we work for.
Yep.
Yeah.
And this whole organization tries to do it for the entire industry.
Yes.
And the world, actually, not even just
yes.
industrial.
That's right. Yeah.
Residential, other places too.
So Nihad and I presented at Power Africa over Marrakesh, and that's an IEEE event. So the IEEE is working to help other countries bring electricity to do good.
Yeah.
So I love it.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Yep. I have to go do my chair duties now. And thank everyone for coming to the expo.
I thank you very much
thanks,
for what
Tom.
you do.
Yep. See you later.
Take care. Stay safe. And please stay healthy. I love it. Okay. Oh, we're still online. Yeah. We go till the end.